Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afker, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So very excited to connect with you again in today's call, whether live or if you will be watching or listening to the replay. So thank you so much for your presence, and also very excited that Theresa Vee is back on the show. She joined us in the past many times, and I really love her message and the energy that she brings, and also the clarity, because she really brings so much clarity about how to navigate like the energies that we are receiving constantly and that are accelerating. And many times this is reflected in the outer world as maybe chaos, confusion, and so many things. And we really need sometimes guidance or clarity about how we can move forward, even though things seem to be so confusing. And I really love how she addresses those aspects, and how we can connect to our truth within, and how we can connect to the guidance within, because many times we have difficulties taking decisions or knowing the truth of what we are seeing in our life or in collectively in the world. And having a deeper connection to our true guidance really can help us discern what's true and what is not for us, and thus navigates these times like with more ease and more grace. And so very excited that she's here with us today. And the subject for today's call is accessing guidance clearly and with confidence. So yes, she will be talking about that, about communicating with our spirit guides and angels, and also the next level of guidance that we are moving into, and how we are evolving in that aspect. And also she will work one-on-one and answer your live questions. So if you want to talk to Theresa, you can raise your hand on Zoom app, or you can type in your question on the chat box. And so for those of you who are new to Theresa, she is a wellness and transformation guide for sensitives and empaths, international speaker, angel communicator, spiritual teacher, and intuitive. And so with that, Theresa, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to feed back to you that I just love your energy, and I love the way that you run this show and you show up for people. So it's like a mutual admiration situation here. So I just want to thank you for that also.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And so let me just, So maybe my first question, because there was many updates on your work and the things that you are creating. I would love if you can tell us about like what's new, and also like how you work with your clients in general.
This is awesome, because I was getting, like, right as we were starting, I was getting, okay, the conversation is pivoting from what we planned. And really what I'm inspired to talk about also today is reinvention, and giving ourselves permission to reinvent ourselves like all the time. And that goes so hand in hand with guidance. And so what's happening in my work is there have been some shifts. I've always been a student of holistic health and healing. It's how I healed myself in conjunction with other medical situations. And I've studied Ayurveda for 20 years. So I took the last year to go and study intensely, because my sense is that the way we, as the spiritual people, the light workers, those who are holding the energy for the world, need to be supported is a little bit different than we needed to be supported before. And a lot of us are coming up with things in our physical bodies that we need to address. And this is why my work is shifting a little bit. Of course, I'm still working with the angels and I'm still doing intuitive work. And at the same time, our wellness is needing to be supported, because we are here at this point to kind of lead, to show everyone that, hey, guess what? You don't have to be totally depleted all the time, giving all of your energy to everyone else in order to be a good person, a spiritual person, and a successful person. You can be totally fueled up and then give from the overflow. And that's where we're going. Like the angels keep telling us, that's the direction we're moving, and we're modeling this abundance, like at this very deep level. And so this is why some of the work that I'm doing is shifting. We need to be supported as physical beings, mental beings, emotional beings, and spiritual beings right now. Whereas before we were doing a lot of solely spiritual work, and the physical body was just like, it's just another thing. And now the physical body is like, hey, we need a little bit of updating here. We're in this new paradigm. We need an upgrade. I need some help. So that's why some of this work is shifting. So currently, how I'm supporting people is I'm still doing angel transformation hour where we meet, and the angels give messages and they give personal messages. I'm doing Ayurvedic counseling sessions where we'll get together and we'll go for an hour and go really, really deep into who you are and what makes you up and how to get you back in balance. Doing all sorts of workshops about guidance and clarity and getting clear in your own messages, so you don't need people giving them to you. You can get them yourself. And then I'm also doing a lot of speaking. That's really what I'm going to be focusing on in the next year is speaking more, being able to reach you all in person and hug you all and just be present. And so those are the ways that the work has shifted. The work has grown. The work has grown stronger. And I'm so grateful because this is a time of reinvention for all of us. It's a new paradigm. Who are we called to be now? And this is why accessing our guidance is so clear, because when we can access our guidance, we have the map. And then we just have to figure out what is the road to take. And our angels can help us to tap into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. And I agree with you. It's hard to say, because especially now, because everything is accelerating, we feel that in our bodies, and we get messages from the body that we need to take this it's a very important part of our ascension process. And
it's so adorable because a lot of people I work with all the time, they're like, oh, I don't really need to do this wellness work. I don't need to do this health work. But then when we're in an angel session, they're like, what do the angels have to say about my knee pain? And it's like, we're not putting together yet that we do need the physical work. We're still kind of wanting the spiritual work to fix the physical, but we need to work from both directions now and meet in the middle, meet in the heart. And it's really, I just love it. I think it's just so much fun that we get to play into it this way.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, so let's talk about both like ascending on all our aspects, like you said, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical, and how our connection to our guides and angels can help us through that. Because in the past, when we talk about that, it was just about maybe spiritual things, or maybe creating, like we have a desire that we want to create. So how can they also support us in, like, how they can support us in all aspects of our life?
This is a great question because we have several different bodies in our aura. So we have the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And those bodies, for the most part, until now, have really moved at different rates. So very often our physical body was slow. Our spiritual body, because we put so much work into it, was like super fast. And then we would hit those plateaus where we would all of a sudden be stuck in our spiritual development because the rest of the bodies, the physical, mental, and emotional, needed to catch up because the spiritual body was too far ahead. So now in this new paradigm energy that we're moving into, we're being called to have the bodies working more closely in alignment. So our physical body needs to be upgraded. And so like you're saying, we're experiencing these things in our body that are letting us know, hey, I'm here. I need to be cleared before we can move into this higher energy. And so all of our bodies are sort of catching up to each other more closely than they had before. And the way that our guidance can sort of really help us with this is if we even just take a moment each day to feel into our systems and to say, okay, where is there energy that's stuck? Where is there a blockage? And our angels can also hold us through that process and help us to interpret the messages that we're being given by our bodies or by our guides. And why this is important is because the more clear we are in our systems, the more freely our guidance can flow through without any restriction and also be received and interpreted. So I don't know if you've ever tried to meditate with a high fever or when you're in intense pain. It doesn't work. Why? Because all of the energy in your body needs to go to healing that thing. So if I'm having really bad knee pain and I'm sitting to meditate, chances are that a lot of my energy is going to be diverted to that blockage, to that ailment that needs attention. And so I don't have as much availability for the messaging to come through, not only for me to receive it, but for me to perceive it and to interpret it. And so this is why all of these things working in tandem is important, because we have so many physical wounds, so many emotional and mental wounds that our bodies have kind of been holding on to. And we've gotten through healing them to a deep level, but now because the energy is so much lighter, because the veils are so much thinner, we have such greater access to healing and to receiving guidance. It's not as hard as it used to be. So the idea is, let's make it as easy as possible, because in this moment-to-moment paradigm, we need to be able to receive guidance in the moment, because there's not really a long-term plan anymore, right? Everything. I mean, you woke up this morning and chances are we've been in 5 different worlds since, right? It's like we're living 10 lifetimes each day. So things are changing much more rapidly. So having access to that guidance as much as possible and in as many moments as possible is key to our success and to the flow of moving forward. Does that answer your question, Monsef?
Yes, it does. Thank you for that. And also another thing that I noticed, especially maybe this year or the past month, is that also when receiving the guidance, we are also asked to be involved in that. We need to notice how we feel about the sign or the message that we get. And it's not just, sometimes it can be we just receive guidance clear to just do things. Sometimes it's more about how we feel about it, and then we decide based on that.
Yes. That's what I love about the angels, is no matter what I ask them, they're always like, well, what would bring you joy? And how do you feel about this? And we can receive very direct guidance. But the idea is, does it feel right to us now? Does it feel overwhelming? And then we can always ask, okay, it's overwhelming. This is a big thing that I'm receiving. Can we break this down into smaller steps? What is my first step? So if you're sitting in your living room as someone who's raising children, right, and you're involved in their day-to-day activities all the time, and you're seeing yourself coaching thousands of people on stages, like doing whatever you're doing, like getting from where you are to there can seem completely overwhelming. And so it's like, okay, what's my first step? Because that's too much. And a lot of times when we look at the big picture, it's too much. So we have to allow and ask, hey, can we break this down into more manageable steps? Because I will be willing to take those steps. This is too much and I'm going to ignore it. So that's also a piece, is if it doesn't feel attainable to us, we can ask for more guidance, more direction, and for smaller steps.
Yeah, absolutely. And also another point is many times when we approach receiving guidance, sometimes we feel stressed about missing out, doing the right thing. And then we start being like, we start having a hard time to take a decision. It's like it feels stuck, even though we get the message. So how can we approach this maybe differently?
I'm laughing because I'm so relating to what you're saying. Like, none of us is immune to this. We all do it. But the idea is, the angels always say that if the guidance is truly your guidance and you miss it for any reason, whether it's not the right time for you to follow up on it, or it's not the right situation, whatever the reason is that you missed the guidance, don't stress, don't worry, because if it is truly your guidance, it will come back around. It will come again, and it may look different, because maybe it's not the same opportunity that was there before that you missed out on, but maybe it will be a more aligned opportunity. So they always want us to know that true guidance will always come back. So we never have to stress out about missing it or that we didn't act in time, because a lot of us have this urgency, this sense of, I have to do this now or I'll never get the opportunity again. If I miss it, that's it, and our angels are like, chill out. You have a lot going on. We'll bring it back around if this isn't the right time. And maybe this is the other piece of that. Maybe when it came around, you realized, oh, I wasn't specific and this wasn't exactly what I was asking for, because this piece wasn't right. And then you can clarify what you're asking for. You can clarify with your higher self, with your guides, with your angels. Okay, I just want to add this on, right? This is the situation. You did great. You gave me what I asked for, but I didn't realize that I was missing this piece. And then whatever comes next will be more closely aligned with what it is that is right for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you were sharing this, I thought about also another thing that is affecting this stress is the fact that maybe on TV, internet, like everywhere, it's how we are asked to get decisions. It's like there is a lot of urgency used, and we got used to that. So it's more also about maybe getting grounded more and trying to see things like become aware of what is happening around us before maybe taking decision or moving forward.
That is such a great point, because especially for the last several years, I mean, I can speak from where I'm sitting in this country, this has been an issue. People at large are getting things from the media and not feeling them, not feeling into, how does this feel to me? And by missing that step, they're then perpetuating an energy that maybe they don't fully align with. Maybe there's a piece that actually does resonate, but if you don't run it through your own heart monitor, you don't know which piece that is. And now you're adopting this thing that isn't really aligned with you, and you're just lining up with it and multiplying it. Because those of us who do a lot of spiritual work, there's a lot of energy that we bring with us when we align with something. So if any of us says, hey, so-and-so does great work, there's a lot of energy we're bringing into the belief and the honoring of the work that is done. So we really need to take radical responsibility for making sure, running everything that we are experiencing through media, through the internet, through our heart monitor, feeling, does this feel right? Does this feel true? Is there a piece of this that feels right and true? Do I need to do more research from a more reputable place before I pass this on? And then take responsibility for that and for your part in it and for what you want to bring forward. And the media and the internet can be a wonderful place because we learn so much that we wouldn't otherwise know, but we can't bypass that. Does this feel right piece? And then moving from there, moving from the responsibility of running it through our heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And also another point related to receiving guidance, because when we focus on something, we see more of it, and especially in those situations when we have very strong desire of creating something. So in those situations, how can we discern between a true guidance, or if what's the messages or signs that we are seeing is just determine this focus that we are giving to that aspect?
Yeah, this is an interesting question, but I find there are certain things that go across the board. First of all, the biggest thing is that true guidance will feel good. Okay, now I said feel good, but I don't necessarily mean will feel comfortable, because maybe you're being called to do something completely outside of your comfort zone. You have no idea how to do that. Maybe you've never written a book before, but you're feeling called to write a book. So you feel a little bit freaked out, but underneath that feeling of, oh my gosh, how do I do this, is a feeling of peace. There's a feeling of calm. There's a feeling that this information came from a trusted friend or an advisor, somebody that you trust and you know. That's the biggest differentiator between real guidance and then other kinds of guidance. Other kinds of guidance can come to us because we are in a place of panic. We are in, a lot of times we just go into this place of, I have to take an action. I have to take it now. And then we just grab at whatever action we can that that we think will move us in that direction. But we don't wait for the guidance. We start to go into panic mode. If we are receiving guidance and it feels yucky, it doesn't feel good. It feels, maybe it makes our stomach go into a knot, or it feels like it's coming from someone we just don't like, then we need to just push that guidance away, because something that we're doing is attracting this energy that's not aligned. So we just say, you know what, wherever this guidance is coming from, you're not welcome here. You need to go away. And then what we do is we get back into alignment. We figure out, okay, what's going on? What do I need to clear in this space? Can I get myself still? Can I get myself quiet? Can I call on my angels to surround and protect me? Can I receive the pure guidance? And then we'll get back to that place where we can tap into the guidance and know that it feels good. So basically what you need to remember is, if it feels good, even if it feels uncomfortable, if it feels peaceful and still underneath that discomfort, that's true guidance. If it's anything but that, then it's guidance coming from a source that's not reputable, or from your sense of panic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It really does. And also, when you were talking, also I thought about approaching that from a neutral state of being. Because, for example, like in the past, it happened to me that I insisted so much on what I wanted, even though there was guidance about taking a different path. But yeah, it was a learning path. But because what I was thinking is, if I let go, I just follow the guidance, I will be missing out, and that's the only opportunity I had. So it's more about being very neutral concerning what we desire to create and the outcome that we want.
It's really about trust also, being trusting that we're going to put it out there. The angels are always telling us, you are always heard. No matter what you say, you are always heard. So don't doubt that. So trust that when you put it out there, it is being received, and that the energy is in motion. They tell us a lot of times that what we do, and they laugh because they think it's like so adorable. We put it out there, and then we don't take our hands off the wheel, right? We're holding so tightly to the wheel, and we're driving, and we're like, and they say that it's like a garden hose, like where the water's running through. And what you're doing by holding so tightly is you're taking that hose and you're kinking it and you're holding it together. So now no water can flow through. So the flow of what you've asked for can't come to you because you're so tied up on holding on to what it should look like. And they're saying what you think it should look like is very often not nearly as good as what you deserve or what's coming to you. So ask for it, put it out there, take the steps that you're guided to take, and let go of what this looks like, because we are bringing you something better than you even have the ability to imagine. And I'm sure you saw that with whatever it was you were talking about, but I see that all the time. It's when I hold on that it just moves nowhere, and I end up like running in place and just getting really tired, whereas I could just sit down, have a cup of tea, and enjoy the ride. So, and then also take the actions we're guided to take, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And also I remember twice when I was in that state of being, like I received, I saw a message. I don't remember the saying exactly. I think it's known, but the meaning is that maybe things seems to be slow in nature, but in the end, everything is achieved. So it's not about going fast, but it's more about just flowing with our life. And
definitely. And that's why I love Ayurvedic science so much, is that we talk about really getting to the root and taking our time to heal and to rebalance so that it is more longer lasting. It's not just putting a Band-Aid on something that's still going to be there. It's really getting to the root. And I feel like spiritually, that's what we do too, is we go to the root and let the blossom come from there. And so, exactly what you just said.
Yeah, beautiful. And Yeah. Do you have maybe any advice how we can maybe access more easily our guidance, instead of trying to maybe understand it with the mind? It's more about flowing with it more easily.
Yeah, I think the biggest piece right now is to make the time and the space to do so. And, even if that's just 5 minutes a day, to just sit however you feel comfortable. Maybe you're not even sitting, maybe you're taking a nature walk, or maybe you're sitting with a journal and just opening yourself up to your guides of the highest light, your angels, to whatever messages. Like one of the most powerful things that I've done recently is I worked with somebody who said, okay, tune into your body and let your body, not your guidance, your body tell you what it is that you most need to hear right now. And it was this piece of information that had been missing from my guidance because it was coming from inside of me. And so the idea here is to make the time and the space. And then the second piece is, let's start clearing up anything that is out of balance in the system, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Let's make the time and the space to clear it up. This in the world, but not of it stuff, absolutely true. But at the same time, we have to take into account that we are physically made up of the same stuff as this world. So we need to clear ourselves in order to clear the world. We need the world to clear itself in order to clear us. So there's a symbiotic relationship that we have been ignoring. And when we can start clearing that stuff in our physical, mental, emotional bodies, our spiritual body will be able to soar.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Theresa. And can we start taking questions from the audience?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So everyone, if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand to talk to Theresa or type your question on the chat box. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can also write your questions on the chat section there as well. Let's see. First we have Yvette. Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Hi, Mansa. Thank you for taking
Yvette.
the call. Hi, Theresa.
Hi, Yvette.
Hi. I'm at work right now, so I'm hoping nobody comes in.
There's your beautiful face. Hi, work friends.
Hi. Thank you for taking the call. Just wanted to go ahead and see. I wound up with this year's been horrific. My baby sister passed, and my stepmom passed. And went from a job that was horrible. I thought I did my vetting with the new company, and it just went from the fire to the frying pan. And trying not to quit, because there are days that I'm like leaving here just emotionally drained. So I'm not spiting my nose, and then being a year, if not longer, without any income coming in, and just seeing, how far is that light at the end of the tunnel, and any messages.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a few different things here. First of all, on a human level, I just want to say I love glasses, and your glasses are phenomenal. So that's number one. That's like one of the joys of being human. Accessories. So
Yes.
I am so sorry about your losses. It feels like it's just been a lot for you this year. And so there's a couple things. One of the first things that I'm seeing is that you now have this team on the other side that can help you with these things. So that's what I see. I see the people that you've lost are over there. They're like, great, put us to work. Let's get you some happy. Okay. I also see that what's happened a little bit is you've been in this mourning process. So you've been sort of in other areas of your life kind of staying on the same level so that you could just move through the mourning, right? The grieving. Grief takes time. That's where it is. And then I'm seeing like the change in jobs. This is one of those situations where it was like, okay, we put it out to universe. We made our list of what we wanted, but we left out some things. Right? We got a little bit closer, but there are some things I know now that I didn't know when I was asking last time. So it's like, what have you learned from this situation that would be really necessary for you in moving to another job situation, even if it's, let's say, within the same place. It's like, what is not working for you here, and use that what's not working to build your list of what it is that you absolutely need in a work situation. Before I go on, is that making sense?
Yeah, I've done that, and put my hand on that list as I do the Ho'oponopono prayer.
Great. And now, and now for something completely different, we're going to take that list. Do you have like a special box, or could you make some sort of box, even if it's an old shoe box or something? And we're going to call this our angel box or our God box or whatever it is that resonates for you. And we're going to take that list, and instead of putting our hand on it, we're going to put it in that box. So what we're doing is we're saying, this is what I want, taking my hand off the wheel, and I'm going to continue to work with my energy to be able to receive it when you bring me that thing that's better than what I can even imagine. Is that sounding good to you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You're still going to do the energy work, and you're going to call in all of your assistants, your angels, your beautiful loved ones on the other side, who now can help you in a way that they couldn't when they were here on earth. It's like they're so excited for this assignment. I just see them wanting to help you, wanting to bring you in more of what's going to bring you joy. So does that feel doable for you to call them in?
Yeah, I've got the pictures in my loft. I've got these oil paintings of angels, and the day that my baby sister died, that Friday, a friend took me out to eat, but that Thursday I meditated and told her to send me a message. And on Friday, the car in front of me said, "Love you, sis."
Oh, yeah. She's so excited about like being able to help you in this way. And, you know, because now it's almost like she's always baby sis, but she gets to now be like the bigger sis in terms of taking care of you in the way that you took care of her a lot. So it's exciting for you and for her. So I would say really start focusing early on shifting some things in your life early next year. I'd say February, there's probably some new opportunities that are coming that are exciting to you.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sending you such big hugs. Oh.
Thank you. And thank you, Marcia, for taking my call.
Okay.
Thank you, Theresa.
Thank you, Yvette.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Theresa. And
Thank you.
Let's see. I have Destiny. Can you unmute yourself?
Hey, Monza.
Yes. Hi, Destiny.
Hi,
Oh, you look nice
Theresa.
and warm, Destiny.
Yeah, I keep running in and out from the house and in and out, but it's cold out. Thank you. I am feeling very ungrounded, and I keep getting grounded, and then I come ungrounded, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I'm having a hard time holding it together today. I was wondering if the angels could help me see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a job for your angels, and it's also a job for what I was talking about a little earlier, Ayurveda. Ayurveda has a really good perspective of this, talking about how in this weather, what starts to happen is, and why I love Ayurveda is because the whole idea of Ayurvedic science is to get us as much in line with the creator energy as we can be, because we were created as creator energy. So it's like all the imbalances in our system take us away from that. So this is why we're talking about this with you. In this weather, when it gets windy, when it gets cold, our energy inside echoes what's outside of us. And when that is moving around so much, especially for those of us who are spiritually focused or tend towards anxiety, we can become ungrounded and anxious very, very easily. So think about inside of your body, instead of the energy moving down and grounding, what's happening is all of your energy is moving up to your head. So you might find yourself getting dizzy. You might feel ungrounded. You might find yourself feeling just, this like energy moving and swirling. So there's a couple of things. Your angels have some advice, but practicality wise, in terms of this physical experience, if you could make sure that what you're ingesting is warm and is grounding. So if you have potatoes or root vegetables or squash, if you could eat those kinds of things, they have a very grounding effect.
Okay.
And that will help. Anything warm will help that energy to settle a little bit. So, if herbal tea or even warm water.
It's interesting because I've been craving ice cubes, and I'm like, I'm freezing my butt off. Why am I eating ice? But I've been eating ice, and that probably is not helping.
That's not helping. No. And sometimes what happens is when an imbalance settles in for a little while, it seeks to perpetuate itself. So the imbalance is wanting to perpetuate itself. So let's bring that down, bring that energy down. If you could even do a visualization of like growing tree roots through your sitting bones and your tailbone down into the earth, and letting the earth's warmth and love and energy come up through those roots and go through your system, that would be lovely too. Even if you could spend just a few minutes doing that. It might be hard for you at first to not move. When you sit to do it, you might find yourself twitching or wanting to like get up and think of something else. So just do the best you can. Start with 1 minute and do the best you can. And your angels are showing me that what they can do is when you are sleeping and when you're dreaming, I see them like running their hands over your body and pulling your energy back down and grounding it in through the feet. And, in my membership, we do energy work every day. And this is what happens at the end. We pull everybody back in and down through the feet. And it feels like Archangel Ariel especially is open to doing this with you every night. And Gabriel too. I feel like this year for you is going to be very much about creativity and finding your voice in different ways. So those two angels are saying, let us come and help you and ground you down. How is all of this feeling to you? Is it making sense?
Archangel Ariel and Gabriel, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and you have like a monthly thing that you do on your website?
Yeah, the membership. It's all energy work and grounding in. Yes.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna check that.
yeah, but definitely start with like, if you can grow those roots down, because what happens is then the earth sends energy back up that gets distributed through our body. It's exactly the right amount of earth energy that we need to kind of feel much more grounded and balanced. Let us know if it works for you.
It's not an actual, is there an aspect of me that's doing this? Because literally I feel like, is there something here that is like not wanting to be here on this earth or something? Because I am like feeling a lot of resistance. Like I'm like, the more work that I do on myself, the more I want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm starting to look forward to like a long, healthy life. And I feel like there's something that's pushing against that.
Interesting, because I don't feel that in your system. I feel you really wanting to be in enjoyment.
Yeah.
What I do feel is, I'm not sure if it's a mother energy or a grandmother energy, but it feels along the female lineage.
Maternal.
Yeah. In your family line, that there was something big that is actually the reason it's coming up now, is so that you can clear it, because it can't come into this new paradigm. So those angels can also help to locate that. And I literally see it. It's like this. It's in your system. They just go and pull it out and bring in new energy. It feels like they're making me feel like it's that simple. It was just about having you become aware of it. Does that make sense?
But it's got to do with being like
not wanting to be
disconnecting here. Disconnecting from the earth somehow.
It's almost, I feel like this person was in a situation where they felt, I would be better off dead than living this way. That's the energy that I feel that they had. It's not the energy I feel is you, but it's in your genes.
That's really sad.
It is.
Thank you for that, Theresa. Man, my throat chakra is really, thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh, wait, hang on. This is why Gabriel showed up, because Gabriel said your whole next year is going to be about communication and using your voice differently. And this has been holding you back from that also. So I already see your system is like, this isn't mine. I'm ready to let it go. and it feels like it's going to happen in dream time. Like it's there, your system has pushed it to the surface. It's going to happen in dream time, because that's when you're just able to be gone with it. Yeah.
Oh, ooh. Thank you.
Thank you. Ah, you're such a beautiful soul. I can't wait to see what comes from all of this for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mansaf.
Thank you, Destiny. Much love. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Theresa. And
Thank you.
yeah, I feel your answer brought really lots of clarity to this aspect for Destiny. And we have a question from Kim. Aloha. I would love to ask about my two dogs that have passed on 1 year ago, Oli and Bo. Thank you. Thank you.
I love this. So here's what I'm seeing as you're asking the question, Kim. Aloha to you also. I see these two dogs like running around you. Like one runs in front of you, one runs in back of you. It's like they're puppies. They're enjoying themselves. They are there with you all the time. And I almost feel like, I don't know, you sense them once in a while is what they're showing me. Either you see them out of the corner of your eye, or you feel them, or you smell them. Like it sounds like one of them had a unique smell that you recognize. So what they're showing me is that you do sense them every once in a while, and they're showing me how much joy and how much play they have going on around you. And they're also saying, can you please, like the angels always say, can you let us help you be in joy? And I feel like part of their mission now is to help you to have more joy in your life by holding that energy of joy and play in your space, wherever you are. Even if you're out, if you're out taking a hike, they're in your aura, bringing that joy and play. So it feels like that's a really strong energy for them to be holding to you, or for you. So I hope that makes sense. Let us know if that makes sense, and if it feels resonant, or if it brings up other questions. So that sounds awesome. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Theresa. And thank you, Kim. So from Karen, hi, Theresa and Monsef. I've been having a problem with the flies in my flats and viruses for some time now. I wonder if you can please give me healing and advice. I also have fibromyalgia, pain and fatigue. I am a healer, but don't know how to use it. Thanks very much, Karen.
Great. So Karen, I'm laughing because I'm hearing one of my old mentors, as you asked the question, my mentor used to be like, just do it. Just do it. So that really feels like for you, you don't know how to use it is what you say, but you do know how to use it. It feels like you've done this for so many lifetimes, So I just want to put that out there first to bring your power back to you, because you are truly a wise being. So when we see viruses and flies, let's start with viruses. So when we have viruses present, think about it. Viruses need a host. Viruses need to be hosted. They need to be fed and have a place to live. And so when I see people who have problems with viruses that go, on and on, when maybe other people have had the same viruses and don't have problems with it that go on and on, my question is, where in your life are you allowing people, things, situations to host off you, like to drain your energy? Where are you hosting people energetically? So it's almost like, are there people in your life that are just draining and depleting you and sucking your energy? Are there situations that are draining and depleting you, sucking your energy, that maybe you need to change, but don't feel that you have the energy to change because of all the physical, mental, emotional stuff going on? So that's the first question I would ask, because very often healers have that kind of energy where people seek it out without even knowing it. So your light shines, people recognize you as healer, not on the conscious level, and they send all of their stuff to you so that they feel better. So my question is does this resonate for you? Are you the kind of person who is hosting a lot of this? The second thing I would say is flies are probably a similar energy. Flies then will feed off of this energy in the space. So if there's this energy coming to you that, where do flies normally land, right? They normally land on a pile of poo. And it's like, if there's energy like that in our space, then they will potentially perpetuate and want to be there. So just first, before we even go on anymore, let us know if that's making sense to you, if any of this is resonant, because it feels like really what this time is about is you deciding what is okay, like what am I willing to do and what am I not willing to do. I'm willing to help people, but not have them suck my energy. I'm willing to hold space for people to heal, but not have them take over my space, right? So these are distinctions that when these things happen in our lives, it's saying to us, hey, guess what? You're in this new paradigm. This imbalanced energy can't come with you. Let's fix it. That's why it's coming up. So it feels like, hey, let's take a look at this. And what are your new boundaries here? And you said your parents drain you, but you want to support them. So great. How can you support them in a way that's a little bit different, where maybe it's not draining you? Do you need to put time limits on the amount of time you spend with them? Do you need to set, I can deal with this 2 days a week, or I can help you a half an hour a day? Like really feel into what can serve you. And guess what? While you're rebuilding yourself, it may look one way, but boundaries are beautiful because we can put them up and we can move them as needed. So as you start to refuel yourself, your boundaries could potentially change. So just know that boundaries aren't brick walls. They are movable, beautiful, malleable, flexible things. So I just want to share that with you. And yeah, your flat is clean. I don't doubt your flat is clean. You feel like you have a really immaculate energy, but whose energy is in your flat? Whose energy is stuck to you? Whose stuff comes with you? That's the question. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Get rid of the energy, get rid of the flies.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Theresa. And I feel this like your answer and also the question by Karen is related to all of us, because it's really important to find this balance between supporting others and having healthy boundaries. Yeah.
And that changes. Yeah. There are times where if you're in a relationship with a friend or a partner or whatever, you may be shouldering 80% of the relationship while they can only handle 20. And then at another point, they're handling 80% while you're handling 20. Yeah. So, these things shift over time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much, Karen. And also thank you, Kim. Kim shared truly magnificent. Thank you. Spot on with the dogs. Thank you both from New Zealand. Thank you, Kim. And let's see. So yeah, everyone, if you have more questions, you can type them on the chat box or raise your hand. And now, Theresa, I would love if we can talk about the program that you put together for us. It's Accessing Your Guidance Clearly package, and it has 4 items: workshops and live angel calls with the angels, and also energy healing. So I would love if you can tell us more about that. And first, I would like to share the link with our audience. So everyone, you can visit the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Theresa, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Theresa. THERESA, or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the webcast page or on the replay page. And also the link will be available on YouTube description. So so Theresa, can you please tell us more about this package?
Sure. Well, first of all, this package was specifically designed for this group, and the benefits are really to get us clearer on what our purpose is in this energy at this time, right? We're talking about that, about clarity and about purpose. So the idea is you'll be more connected within and more connected to the world around you, so that you'll have more clarity and increase your energy flow. You'll be able to heal into an even higher vibration and spread it to the world with more ease and grace. You'll be able to deepen your level of service in the world without creating more work and stress for yourself. And you'll be able to leverage all that goes on around you and create better health, feel more alive, and more in joy, and so much more. This is just such an exciting package because embracing your energy flow and true potential is a pre-recorded 2-session workshop with bonus manual. So you'll have a manual that you can walk through this workshop with also. And in this workshop, we'll expand your view of wellness, nature, and your part in the world. You'll see more your interconnectedness to the entire world around you, energetically and physically, and also your interconnectedness to the divine and to everything that goes on spiritually, with special reference to your individuality. So as a result of these sessions, you'll have more regular access to your guidance because you will understand how to clear yourself. You'll be able to recognize any imbalances in your system much earlier. You'll have simple tools that you can start using right away. And you'll understand the keys to harmony and enlightenment that you've been overlooking. So it's so powerful and it's such a great workshop. And I absolutely love the information that's contained in it. And then item 2 is the Highly Sensitive Person's Holiday Survival Guide, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a pre-recorded workshop with a workbook, and it will take you through all of these things that you can do to make not only the holiday season, but to make every season much more manageable for yourself. You'll be able to look at what comes up for you and be able to have tools to move through it much more easily with grace. And what I love is that these tools are things that incorporate seamlessly into your life and they don't take a lot of time, including things like 5 simple ways to minimize overwhelm, how to recharge yourself in the midst of chaos, just like we were talking about, like the world is chaos. How do we recharge? And how to set ourselves up for success when we are so busy. And then item 3 is Angel Transformation Hour. This is a live session via Zoom, kind of like what we're doing now, where the angels will bring through messages and kind of talk to you about what's going on for us individually and as the world population, and then we'll answer your questions live. So those are always really fun and they connect us to each other and to the angels in really beautiful ways. And then item number 4 is another live session, and this is audio session, which is group energy therapy in the Healing Temple. And what we do is we gather as a group. We will channel through a visualization to kind of set the energy and set the intention for the energy work that follows. And then what I will do is we'll all be in our resting positions, and you can rest through the energy work that will be coming through from the angels. And at the end, if there's anything that you need to know to integrate the energy work that was done, we will talk about that and you will have access to that. So the experience includes intuitive messages that are specific to you and the group, a meditative journey, and transmissions and energy work, programming and integration of new patterns, and explanation of anything and everything that you need to know in order to integrate successfully. So this is also recorded and sent out, and you do, if you can't be there for any reason, you do actually, when you listen to the recording, the energy does transmit. So I've tested this, it works really beautifully. So all of these things together for you as a holiday special are $97. So there's also a 2 payment plan from what I understand. So I hope that you'll join me for these things and have access to all of this information. I'm super excited to share it with you.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Theresa. Also very excited about this package and also about the timing. It comes in, and it really can bring so much support, like you were just talking about. To be able to learn and to access the guidance within us, to know the truth within us, and also receiving the healing and guidance to navigate this time, having boundaries with others while supporting them, also like you were sharing with Karen earlier today. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your support with our audience. And again, everyone, I highly recommend that you sign up for the program that's Theresa put together for us, and you can find it on the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Theresa, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Theresa, THRESA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the webcast page or on the replay page. And also the link will be added to the YouTube video description. And let's see. We have Camille. She rose her hand. Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Bonjour, bonjour, Monsef. Hi, Theresa.
Bonjour.
How are you? Bonjour. I invite my angels in every day. I even take them for a walk in the forest. And I was just wondering what imbalances would they like me to work on? And I have another quirky question. I'm looking after my granddaughter's cat now for a year. The past 3-4 days, she's been looking at the corner where I sit above me on the ceiling. And I even smudged. I said, anything that is not 100% godlight has to go, but it's still there. So can you tell me who's trying to get through, please?
That's beautiful. So there's so much here. I feel like there's less about imbalances to clear coming through for you. First of all, Archangel Kamael is with you so strongly, which is really beautiful because that's your namesake, right? So that's really beautiful. And I do see Kamael with you while you're sitting. So that's part of the energy. The other thing that I'm seeing, which is really interesting, is have you been connected with the fairies before?
No.
I see the fairies are trying to reach you. I see that.
Really?
Yeah. And so if that feels good to you, I would play into that connection. I see that you have such a fairy side of you, and that when you walk in the woods, I see them all coming out to be like on the sides of the path with you as you walk through. And so now it feels like as we are moving into this new year, as we're moving into this new paradigm, that they want to be working more closely with you because of your love for nature, the openness of your heart, and all the love that you bring to the natural world. They are very attracted to that. And they're like, can we do something together? So it feels like if you're open to working with them, that's a big energy that's present for you right now. So it just feels like, I don't feel like there's necessarily anything for you to clear, but I feel like what's happening is you might've been looking over here, and this is where the guidance is, over here. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And when I walk through the woods, I do meditation and I sit down on a big log, and these little birds come and eat out of my hand. Mm-hmm. So is that working with the fairies?
That's working with the birds, but yeah, the fairies are there the whole time. Yes. Also, you remind me, that reminds me of Snow White, when all the birds are.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've been told that.
Yeah, and it feels like there's so much joy coming for you, so much joy in these connections and fun and play. So I would look really forward to that for next year. And I feel like the cat is just like, this energy is fantastic. And so definitely good move on smudging, but since it's still happening now, that it's energy of light. And I feel Kamael there, and I feel the fairies there.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Blessings to you.
Blessings. Oh, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Camille. Merci.
Thank you. Merci, Monsieur.
Well, all those French lessons I've been taking just paid off. I was able to say hello.
Wonderful. So thank you so much, Theresa.
Thank you.
I don't know if, Antonia, you are unmuted. I don't know if you want to ask a question or not. You're unmuted yourself. I will mute.
No. Nope.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Theresa, for the time you spent with us, and for the guidance, for everything you shared today. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And I really love your work, and always pleased to have you with us. So thank you.
I feel the same way. So thank you for having me. And it was so great to do this on video. So thank you for changing the platform too.
Yeah, wonderful. And Karen shared, thanks very much to Theresa and Monsef. Merry Christmas and happy 2023 when it comes. Love and
Yeah.
blessings.
Wishing you all
Yeah.
a blessed season of light. It's such a special time that we're all in right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen, and happy holidays to you and everyone. So so thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today live, and also thank you for those who will be listening or watching to the replay. And thank you so much for co-creating with us this really wonderful experience we had today. And again, you can find Theresa's program that she put together for us on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Theresa, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Theresa. Or you can click on the special offer button on the replay page or the live card page. And Kim Wonderfield, thank you very much. Love to all. Thank you, Kim. So with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.